and that's always a massive debate amongst the rugby league community about World Cups. Is when Australia plays, say, an emerging nation like Jamaica or something in the World Cup, or Greece, and they smash them by 90 points or whatever. People say,
Mm.
oh, what's the point in playing that game? Australia's just going to win. They're going to smash them. But it would bring, no doubt, it would bring yourself, if you were playing, and your teammates. It would give you a really massive lift, wouldn't it? Like,
Yeah,
just to
just
play the best in the world.
oh, absolutely. And the exposure that some of these nations have got, like one of my favorite all-time rugby league moments is the 2017 World Cup. I think that was a real breaking point for international rugby league. Before that, the World Cup was always dominated by Australia and New Zealand, and England was somewhere or thereabouts. But the way Tonga played in that cup, in that
Yeah,
tournament, and then their subsequent win against Australia a couple of years later, with those players defecting, I think that just switched things where people started to understand that a lot of those players were born in Australia.
yeah,
But for the international game to move forward, we need to change our thinking about heritage and, I guess, eligibility, because the stronger those other teams are, the better the international game is. So I think, those teams kind of set the trend, and we're trying to follow. I'm not saying any of our players are at risk of playing for Australia, but they should take just as much pride playing next weekend for Thailand, because they're representing their nation too. They're putting on that jersey and versing another nation. So we're trying to instill that pride, just like the Tongans and just like the Samoans. Like the Samoan World Cup run
yeah,
was also amazing.
yeah.
There was
Well,
a
everyone wrote them off the first week, didn't they, when they got
yeah,
beaten by England?
yeah, and then there was a parade every week. Like every second day there was a parade because Samoans were so proud of their team. Um, so yeah, there's great molds to follow in international rugby league, and I think it's really really exciting.
That's it. So, at the moment, I think Thailand's ranked 38th in the world. Is that correct?
I'm not
I
sure
think.
about our current
Um,
ranking.
okay.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult. So the way it works is you have to have RLIF status, um, which we currently have fallen out of.
Okay.
Um, because over COVID, it was really difficult to maintain. And a component of that is domestic competition.
Okay.
So saying, yes, with our ranking.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, a part of that is having competition in your own nation,
Okay.
and that's been really difficult over COVID, um, purely because a lot of the administration sits in Australia and couldn't get to Thailand, and then Thailand couldn't play any rugby league. So we're hoping that our games here over the next 12 months lay a really strong platform for us to go back home and set up a competition in Thailand, which there has been many times previously. There's actually a,
Okay.
a Bangkok City Eels, I think. Yeah, I've got the
Oh, really?
jerseys in my cupboard.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll post those up.
Blue and
Um,
gold?
yeah, I'll send you a photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue
Nice.
and gold. So we've actually got blue and gold in our
Yeah.
kits this time around. So that's just a coincidence, but
Maybe they could
yeah,
become our sister nation or something like that.
that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that'd be good if yeah, no, definitely if the goal can be to get a home country competition getting up, and then getting that status to play, get that ranking and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's our most pressing goal. We want to be back where we're playing for points, for RLIF points, so we can keep climbing up that ladder and get bigger and bigger.
so then obviously all your players are Australian based with Thai heritage. Um, is that the same for the Japanese as well? Would most of those be Australian based or?
Um, can you hear that? Yeah. Sorry, there's a bird right next to my ear. Um, yeah, so that'll be the majority of players on both sides. So this game is it's a great initiative by the New South Wales Rugby League. They've started something called the Heritage Rugby League.
Okay.
So this is a heritage game. So it's basically been set up for them as an initiative to make it easier for nations to play because setting up an official test match is quite difficult. Um, and there's a lot of red tape to jump through.
Yeah.
And, it can be difficult. It can be a risk sometimes to lose momentum because of the difficulty of setting up those games. So for this game, I think they'll have a majority of Australian based with Japanese heritage, and same for us. Um, but in the past, for both teams, there's been players from the home nations, and we also have players in New Zealand, players coming down from Queensland. So, yeah, a bit spread out, but mostly heritage players this time around.
So, which other emerging nations, like in Australia, will you guys be playing over the next 12 months?
So we have the two games lined up for this year, playing Japan obviously next week, and then India in October.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the Indian Jungle Cats, and
Okay.
that will be as part of Asian Footy Fest, which is this. It was the inaugural event last year, but it'll be a bit of an ongoing event in Brisbane, which is really cool. Um, Dom Morden, shout out to him, is really instrumental up there in pushing that, and Queensland Rugby League themselves are getting behind that as well. So we can't wait to get up there and be a part of that again and play against India, which is a really good opponent for us.
Is that like a sort of magic round sort of day or weekend,
Yeah, it's
like
like
where
a
everyone comes together and
last year was a triple billing,
okay.
so it was Southeast Asia, like a united ASEAN versus India. Um, there was a girls' game between the Philippine Sampaguitas. They're great.
Okay.
Um, they just actually beat Greece a couple of weeks ago, beat the Greece
Oh,
women. So the Philippines women are doing amazing things. And then the main game was Thailand versus Philippines. So the idea is to get as many Asian nations on one day as possible and make a festival out of it, which is gaining more and more traction.
so who would the Thailand's biggest rival be? Like who? Yeah, obviously you got like Parramatta and Penrith, but who would Thailand's be?
It'd be definitely the Philippines.
Okay.
The Tamaraws are they're a great organization and they're doing a lot in the emerging nation space. There's been quite a few games across the years. Our game in October actually was a 10-year anniversary of the first meeting,
All right. Yeah.
um, and there was a lot of feeling in it. Going into it, I wasn't expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but it meant a lot to both sides. So there was a bit of argy bargy, a lot of passion.
Yeah.
So yeah, Philippines, because in that Asian space, Thailand and Philippines are probably the two biggest countries, especially in the mainland of Asia. So yeah, it's yeah, I can't wait to play them again. And
Yeah.
yeah, we need to get a bit stronger. They've got a great team, but I have full confidence that we can really take it to them again. So yeah, Philippines is our Penrith.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough. What are their colours?
they've got like quite a traditional design jersey. So they
Okay.
wear predominantly white, but with notes of like blue and orange. It's quite a cool jersey, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice. Is that game last year your favourite memory for playing for Thailand, or was it the first time you ever played for them?
yeah. I think last year,
Yeah.
because we played in Brisbane, and that's why we can't wait to do it again. It was like it was a camp atmosphere, and we got really close as a playing group. Um, Only a few of us lived in Brisbane, so the rest of us travelled in, stayed together, ate together, trained together, and then played. And it felt like, it's far removed from an Origin camp,
Yeah.
but that camp environment was really awesome. And I think without that game in Brisbane, I wouldn't be here as president, where we wouldn't be here as an organisation, because the most important thing in footy and anything is that bond. And we definitely have formed that. So yeah, running out against Philippines in October was awesome.
Do any of the Eels boys give you yourself any tips on how to play on the field?
Well, actually, I get my best tips where I sit in the office. I sit right behind Joey Grimer, who I'm sure you
Ah,
know.
Joey. Yes, yes, good old
Um,
Joey.
and we've got Kate Mullally who's just come in. She's a
Oh, yeah.
Jillaroos assistant coach, and she's working full time now with the female talent. So yeah, a few weeks ago I asked them some questions, and I just got some of the best rugby league knowledge you'll ever get for free.
Yeah,
So yeah, they've been a massive help to me, and it's really cool to be in amongst such amazing rugby league knowledge. Like the players obviously sit on the other side, and we don't interact with them as
yeah,
much day to day. But sitting next to Joey, Isaac De Gois, Nathan Brown, Kate Mullally, like you absorb a bit, and then if I have a question, they're super happy to help. So yeah, that's
yeah. Oh,
that's going to be a good asset to me. Hopefully I
some
can do
mass
them proud.
some massive rugby league knowledge there. Do
Yeah,
any of your workmates will they be out there on Saturday?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I hope so. I've enlisted our videographer to shoot some content too. So yeah, yeah, I think there'll be a few from the office watch me. So I better play well, otherwise I'll be hearing about
oh, no, you'll be right,
it.
mate. You'll be right. Maybe Junior will go back out there as well, being his home ground. You never know.
If he's there or not, his mural is. So I won't want to let down the face of Junior.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So how do you guys go about like training? Like, do you have a training routine, or because it's just emerging, it's probably a little bit hard because everyone's working and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it is difficult, especially because some of our boys live elsewhere. But we've just been training once a week for the last 8 weeks, maybe
Okay.
on a
Yeah.
Sunday. We've got a new coach, Matt Robinson Murray. He's coming across from the Cogra Cougars and the Dragons Harold Matt system. So he's been massive for us. And our vice president and senior player Reese Tucker, um, he's also been great in leading training. So, and a lot of the guys in the squad are saying that there's not been a better preparation for a game. Usually,
Yep.
a few weeks before.
Yep.
Lost you again.
Yep. There
So,
you go. You're back.
um, I don't know why that happens when I'm sitting in the exact same spot.
I
Um,
know.
yeah,
I
there's
know.
a ghost playing with my Wi-Fi. Um, yeah, so yeah, the training's been great. We're treating it really seriously, training, once a week as a group. Got an opposed session this weekend, and then captain's run before the game. Yeah, it means a lot to us to get a win. It's been a while since we've got a win as a nation. I mean, we
Yep.
didn't play for a long time, and then we lost against the Philippines, so it means a lot to everyone that we get the W this time. So and start this new phase of Thailand off strongly. So it's all I fall asleep thinking about what I need to do, run on the treadmill thinking about what I need to do, and I know all the boys are the same. So yeah, we can't wait to get out there.
Is there a major sponsor of the Thai team?
Yes, actually, it's here.
Yes.
Hydro
Hydro.
Services,
Okay.
Hydro Services Plumbing. So one of the guys in our squad runs a plumbing business based out of Alawa, South Sydney.
Okay.
Um, so he's jumped on board to help us, and then we have Michael Flynn Electrical on the back as well. So the guys with their own businesses have jumped on board to help us out in this foundational stage, and yeah, we couldn't be more appreciative of the support from them.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's what you need is the support. Well, best of luck for that game against Japan.
Thank you.
As you said, hopefully you can get the W. And yeah, it's great to see emerging nations and rugby league play at this time of year. Obviously, in the NRL you've got trials, but just different types of rugby league played, and yeah, it's great to see. As I said, you never know. One day it could be a World Cup. Um, yeah, you just toil away, and you never know.
That's the dream. I won't be playing, but if it ever
You
happens
still might be president.
and I'm a part of it, even if I'm not a part of it, I'd be extremely proud. So yeah, that would be really cool. And you're right. We feel there's no trials next week because it's week before
Week
round one.
off.
So there's a gap in the market. So
That's right. Everyone
If you're
should
feeling
get
for
out
some
there.
footy, get out to Nearest Stadium,
That's
Cabramatta.
it. Perfect
Great
time to
atmosphere, Asian footy. And then you
perfect.
can go straight to the pub afterwards because the pub's right next door. So
Uh,
it's
per- perfect. Yeah, perfect time to put on a rugby league day when
yeah,
there is none.
yeah, exactly. It's
Beautiful.
the only rugby league in Sydney. That's not true, but that's what we're going with.
That's it. That's it. Well, we'll wrap things up with the personality questions, a set of six, I like to call them. Um,
Nice.
well, you probably already answered the first one before. Outside of rugby league, what's your favourite sport? And I'll chuck in and outside of cricket as well. Well, is there a favourite sport outside of those two?
Yeah, Muay Thai.
Okay.
I've done Muay Thai for a while. Um, yeah, I love Muay Thai. Um, love watching it, training it. It's a really great, and I think a lot of people with Thai backgrounds who train it, it's a very strong connection to culture for us. So yeah, I love Muay Thai.
The only fighter I know in that form is John Wayne Parr.
Yes,
That's the
most
only one I know.
famous Farang fighter. Yeah, he's a weapon. He's a weapon. He
Yeah.
had a lot of fights. He did really well in Thailand. It's quite popular in Australia now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great form of exercise too. So if you need to drop some kegs, anyone, go to a Muay Thai class and sweat your ass off.
Well, yeah. Speaking of losing kegs, what's your specialty dish in the kitchen or on the barbecue?
Specialty dish. My
What's the
partner
one? What's the
is
one you're known
Italian,
for?
Italian
Oh, okay.
background. So I should say something Thai, but it's just not true. My signature dish is a carbonara, spaghetti carbonara, fettuccine carbonara. Gets requested a few
Nice.
times. Been perfecting it over the years. I'm not that good a cook, but I do an all right carbonara.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, no, I couldn't do a carbonara. I'm a bacon and eggs or a steak or sausages
I
on the
see you on the
barbecue
barbie all the
person.
time on Instagram, mate.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Who was the most famous person you'd love to meet and have a beer or a coffee and a chat with, either dead or alive?
Wow, dead or alive.
Who would you love
I'll
to meet?
just go with the first person that popped into my head, LeBron James.
Yeah,
I'm
just
a
recent.
massive, yeah, recently broke the point scoring record. I love basketball. I play as well. Um, and he's just incredible. I mean, for someone to come into the league, I was actually thinking about rugby league comparisons for LeBron. I think Ben Barber. Ben Barber came into the league with so much promise and so much hype, and he obviously had a strong career at the start, but it was really difficult for him to maintain that. LeBron's done that for 20 years. He
Yeah.
came into the league, people telling him that Hall of Fame, anything else but the Hall of Fame was a failure, and he just broke the points carrying record. I mean, he's amazing. So, and he also seems like a great dad, which is cool. He just seems like a really cool guy, LeBron. So, yeah,
Is he the GOAT?
he's my goat. I
Okay.
mean, the
That's a
goat.
massive debate going on at the moment.
I know with him and MJ,
Yeah.
it's tough because it's who you saw. I didn't see Jordan play. He's like I didn't live through his dominance, so I can see highlights and people can tell me how great he was, but
Yeah.
I've lived through LeBron's greatness, and it's been awesome. I really hope he just keeps going. I love watching him.
Will he crack 40,000 points, you reckon?
Oh, easily. I reckon he's got maybe 4 years left in him, and at his
Okay.
current product, because he'll want to play with his eldest son, and I think his eldest son gets drafted 2 years from now.
Okay.
So he's still got a lot of basketball left in him, and he's still playing really well. So who knows?
Would they be the first father-son to play in a team in the NBA?
Yeah, I think in the NBA, yeah,
Yeah, that's a
in the
massive.
same team, yeah. There's been
Yeah.
plenty of like, but not at the same time.
Yeah. But at the same time, that'd be a massive,
Yeah,
massive achievement.
be awesome.
Um, Now, say if you're in the jungle, say like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here style. Um, which three luxury items would you want to have with you? What couldn't you?
Luxury items
Yeah,
in the jungle.
what couldn't you do without?
Mm, my
What would you
phone.
want to? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
definitely addicted to that. Um, and then to go with that, headphones. Just I get bored so easily. I think the
Yeah.
jungle would just be like send me into a frenzy in my mind. So I'd need that stimulation. And then the third item, which is luxury, that's very tough. I love this doesn't even make sense, but I'll say it anyway. Google Home. I love my home is completely smart. I can talk to every device, ask it to play me music. So my Google Home, even though it would have no reason to be in the jungle, but that pops into my mind. So yeah.
Fair enough. Well, this might be a bit difficult, but which three current Eels players wouldn't you want to be stuck with?
Wouldn't want to be stuck with.
No,
I can't answer that question.
yeah, no, fair enough.
In case it gets I'll go NRL players in general.
Okay, yeah. How about NRL player? Yeah, NRL players from
NRL
other
players in
clubs.
general. I wouldn't want to be with hmm, just anyone who's really big because I feel like they'll eat a lot of food, take up a lot of space. So maybe not Nas, Jared Reel or Hargaves, Tino, the big
Yeah.
boppers. And I'd be scared about saying the wrong thing,
Okay.
especially Jared.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I'll go those
Okay.
three. Those
Yeah,
three.
fair enough. Growing up, what was your dream job that you wanted to do, um, or you wanted to do but never got around to it?
Never, yeah,
You did something else.
probably playing footy. You know,
Okay.
yeah. Um, I didn't have it, as many people don't, but I wish I did. And when I was a kid, I thought I might have, and yeah, being a professional rugby league player would be pretty cool. I wish I was good enough, but I'm on the other side of the office now, and that's still pretty cool. So, but yeah,
Well, yeah,
footy player.
yeah. You get to go to all the Eels games. That's another
Yeah,
tick. So yeah, no, definitely. Oh yeah, I wanted to be a footy player as well when I grew up as well. But I only had 6 seasons there, nines to 15. So
yeah.
I was too small.
It's a very tough sport. It's incredibly tough. I have so much respect for these players. The things they put their bodies through is ridiculous.
I was too small and I was a turnstile, so couldn't tackle to save my life.
So was Jonathan Thurston, and he was one of my favorite players. So
Oh, yeah, and look how he turned out. So maybe if I stuck there,
yeah,
who knows? And the last one, who is your favorite band or solo artist to listen to?
band solo artist. I've got two major ones. One is Kanye, which isn't in vogue at the moment. He's been cancelled, which is completely fair. He should just stop talking forever. And then Taylor Swift. I love Taylor Swift.
Okay.
So like on both ends of that feud. My partner loves Taylor. She's a massive Swiftie. And maybe like 5 years ago I got into it and now like I'm obsessed with Taylor Swift. So not your typical rugby league fan
What's
answer,
your
but
no? I would have thought uh, well, I'm an '80s rock guy, so I would have said something like Cold Chisel or AC/DC.
yeah,
But is there? Look, there's going to be an extra. It's a seven tackle set, so
seven tackle
yeah,
set. Oh, just like
yeah.
2013 for Sharks.
So is there a pump up song that you listen to before you run out and play?
Yeah. I don't know if you know rap Nas,
Not really.
rapper from the 90s, Illmatic, it's the album. And it makes me feel so gangster, even though I couldn't be less gangster if I tried. Just like 90s rap, the beat gets me going. Oh yeah, I'm in it now. I'm in the zone. So I like that.
No, fair enough. Get you pumped up, get you in the zone, and when you cross that white line, you're taking out players.
Hopefully. Or being
But
taken out, either.
nah, you don't want to be taking it out. You'll be taking them out. Well, James Cairns, thank you very much for your time and your chat today here on the Paracave podcast. I really appreciate it. Enjoyed it. I appreciate your time. It was a great little insight into Thai rugby league, and talking to a player who's actually playing for them as well. So, an emerging nation. Also, a little bit of a chat about the Parramatta Eels as well. Good luck in the game against Japan. And no doubt I'll see you at round one at Combank in a
Yep.
couple, about 14, will be
2 weeks from
2 weeks.
tomorrow.
That's right.
Back in
Yeah, well,
paradise.
that's right. So thank you very much for coming on the Paracave podcast today.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Been a pleasure.